Hello Scorpio, and welcome to this little corner of the internet that is Wild Fox Alchemy. If we haven't met before, my name is Maria Guyon and I'm an intuitive business success coach and tarot card reader. And I'm here today to do your business and finances reading for November 2021. Can you believe it's November already? What are your plans? What are your goals for this month? Let me know in the comments. We start with your overall energy for your finances. And this is See the Big Picture with the Giraffe Spirit. Where you need to focus your energy is the Ace of Shells, happiness and abundance. Well, of course, it's a money reading. Your strengths, Queen of Crystals, comfort and prosperity, money reading. Possible obstacles, we've got the Five of Feathers there, strategy and resilience. And the outcome is the Chariot, discipline and determination. Business reading, we have Mirror, who or what is triggering you. Where to focus energy, the Star, peace and healing. Strengths and positives, the Shadow, self-empowerment and ambition. Possible obstacles, the Shaman, divine wisdom and spiritual power. And the outcome is the Ten of Crystals, stability and attainment. Well, looking at this is a nice selection of cards that we've got here. Very nice for your finances in particular. For your business, though, we've got three major arcana cards. This, in line with this Chariot as well, is indicative that there are big life lessons that need to be learned, particularly about your business this month, Scorpio. Something is going on. And it could be that the energy from these cards lasts for longer than just November. These can be... They can have long-term significant impacts. They can be quite life-changing when these cards come out. And the fact that we've got so many of them just indicates that it's really quite highly significant that there's something going on here. So let's start digging a bit deeper. We've got Giraffe Spirit, see the big picture when it comes to your money. Giraffe here has a long neck and he sees things from a much more distant perspective, if you like. We can get very close to our situation, so close that we don't always see the wood for the trees. Whereas Giraffe there, he's at a higher level. He gets a larger view. He gets to see more of what is going on. It could be that you're feeling a little bit trapped with your money. It could be that you feel like you've got a lot of money and you have some plans. But this is a warning that you just need to look at the bigger picture here when it comes to your business. What might you need to purchase down the line? What might you need to reinvest in? What do you need now? It could be that you're putting off making a purchase because you feel like you're a bit short on cash or that it's not going to really work for you right now. But actually, Spirit's saying look at the bigger picture. Look at what making that investment might do for you, what it could bring to you. It can also be in line with hiring staff and paying out for somebody to do some work for you. Now, I was listening to something earlier that was about a woman who desperately needed a project manager to come in and do some work for her. And she only had 100,000 set aside for a salary for this person. And the person wanted 150k a year. There was a lot of toing and froing and negotiating went on before it was all resolved and this project manager came on board. The project manager contributed to that business making an extra $1 million above what they'd made in the previous year. So it would have been maybe a little short-sighted to think, oh, I can't afford to pay this woman what she's asking, even though I know she's going to be fantastic for my business. Because look at the gains that they made by hiring her. I just want you to think about what the circumstances are that you're in at the moment, what your financial issues are, where you're actually at financially, and think about the bigger picture here. Don't get so close to the situation that you can't see solutions or that you can't see future benefits to whatever it is that you're trying to do at the moment. Does that make sense? I hope so. Where you need to focus your energy is on the Ace of Shells, happiness and abundance. This is about new ways of being creative. It can be about forming new relationships, which could go back to what I'm saying here about new staff members. But, focusing on happiness and abundance, what a great thing to focus your energy on. Making money, being abundant, and doing things that bring about your own happiness, not going out there beating yourself up to earn a few dollars and feeling miserable about it. Focus on how to create abundance for yourself in a way that brings you joy and makes your soul sing. Strengths, the positives. We've got the Queen of Crystals, comfort and prosperity. She is a lovely, lovely card. Of course, the Pentacles are physical things, material things you can touch, and that includes your money. So, of course, her popping up in your finance reading is absolutely perfect. She stands for comfort and prosperity. She contributes to her family. She's very nurturing. She's very calm. She's very grounded. And I feel that that's you. I think whatever is going on here where you need to see the big picture, you're not being airy-fairy, Scorpio. I don't feel like you've got sort of great big fantastical crazy ideas going on here. I don't feel like you're living in fairyland. I feel like you are quite calm and grounded. You know where you want to go. You know that you want to provide for your family. And that's pretty much what you need to focus on. The blocks, the possible obstacles here are the Five of Feathers. This is about strategy and resilience. It's about feeling challenged. The fives are always about challenges and kind of a 50-50 way of dealing with them. You can either be pessimistic and feel bad, or you can feel optimistic and focus on moving to something better. Okay? We can talk about agreeing to disagree on things in situations where you might be challenged and actually there are no winners. So you don't really feel like anything's being resolved. But what needs to be focused on is the strategy and resilience. Resilience, I think, is the main key word for you here. That whatever challenges you have, you need to develop a strategy to get out of it. I'm going to go back to this see the bigger picture. It could be that something is going to come up this month for you, Scorpio, where you're going to feel like you need to offer a very knee-jerk response. And the danger is that you can end up using tons of energy on that knee-jerk response that doesn't really bring you any benefit. You don't win because of it. Nobody wins. But if you see the bigger picture here, and you focus on your happiness, on your comfort and prosperity, then you might see that it's not worth arguing about. Whatever the situation is, it may just mean that you just need to push on through and not focus on it too much. I feel like we're looking at the word strategy here, and that's what is making me think of this knee-jerk response. Instead of just going at it all guns blazing and wanting to fight and wanting to create a massive argument, this is about stopping and taking a pause, seeing the bigger picture before you take any sort of action. Because I feel like whatever this situation is, there aren't any winners anyway, so there's no point going out there trying to win. Does that make sense? I hope it does. The outcome is the Chariot. This is about making decisions and focusing on moving forward with discipline and determination. I feel like you will make progress this month, because with the Chariot, you see him here. Here he is, this rhino. He's got his head down. He starts off pretty slow, and then he starts gathering momentum. And when he starts gathering that momentum, you're not going to stop him. Yeah, you're not going to stop him moving forward. He's disciplined, he's determined, and I feel like this is you. I think you need to learn to be disciplined and determined when it comes to your money. That you need to keep moving forward. But I do feel this need to remind you that your happiness is partly what you need to be focusing on as well. That all work and no play makes Scorpio a dull girl. Let's be honest. You need to make sure that whatever it is you're doing gives you a feeling of pleasure, of joy. That you're not just working your arse off all the time. You need to feel like you're getting somewhere and that there's some joy in it. Now I'm going to move into this business reading before I start clarifying any cards. And we start with this Mirror, Who or What is Triggering You, from Rebecca Campbell's Work Your Light deck. Now sometimes these readings, the finances and the business readings, they kind of fit together. And sometimes they're very separate. The messages in them are very separate. So we'll see what this is like, whether this is going to be separate or whether this is all going to be intertwined. The filter of our own experience is how we experience life 90% of the time, through our own projections. When someone reminds us of an unhealed experience, we get triggered. Often it's an unconscious thing. People and situations can trigger our mirrors to reflect back to us what we believe to be true about life, the universe, and ourselves. Mirrors pointing to our shadow and our light. Mirrors revealing the parts of us that are yet to be accepted, witnessed, or loved. This card is guiding you to look closely at what experiences or people are currently triggering in you and what they could be mirroring back to you. When have you felt like this before? Could they be opportunities to heal something in you, or are they shining a light on something that longs to be witnessed in you? This goes for the good and the bad. The good, those who we admire and put on a pedestal. If we do not realize that we are attracted to them because we are like them, we will need to cut them down in order to rise to their level. The bad, those we despise, are envious of, and put down. If we do not realize that they trigger something in us, then it is still yet to be healed, and we will remain hurt and wounded ourselves. Who or what is triggering you? What is it in you that they are triggering, and what part of you longs to be witnessed? Wow, that's pretty deep there, isn't it, Scorpio? But I'm just looking at that and seeing the star, which is about peace and healing, and I'm looking at the shadow, which can quite often be about feeling triggered, actually. Although in this deck the keywords are self-empowerment and ambition, it's usually the devil card, this one, where we tend to give in to perhaps what we consider to be the darker side of our nature. But what I'm reminded of is Rebecca saying there, where's the sentence? Mirrors revealing the parts of us that are yet to be accepted, witnessed, or loved. Somebody said to me a long time ago that the devil card isn't about the shadow self, it isn't about the shadow parts of us that maybe we feel a bit ashamed or guilty about having, because we all have a shadow side. The shadow side of us is the part of us that needs to be loved a little more. And I thought that was beautiful, because nobody is inherently evil. Nobody is. There are just some people that need more than they've been given in life. So, is there a situation here that is triggering you? Jealousy, envy, or, a deep desire to be like that person? What is going on there? And I'm drawn to remind you to see the bigger picture, that maybe whatever is triggering you isn't quite what it seems. Maybe you're only seeing something from your perspective, and that the true perspective is something very different. Sometimes when we see the reality of something, I think about Instagram a lot in this this kind of case, where we look at people's Instagram and honestly, they look like they've got this perfect life. They eat out at the perfect restaurants. They work out at the best gyms. Their food is just delightful. Their home is a delight. Their hobbies are just perfect. They're always well turned out and groomed. And we look at them and we can feel triggered. And then really what we don't understand is that behind the scenes, all hell is breaking loose, and they are only taking photographs of the best parts to show us. They're not going to show us the dirty knickers on the floor of the corner of the bedroom. They're not going to show us the toys strewn all over the lounge. They're not going to show us when they wake up in the morning with a bad hair day and pimples. That's not what they're showing us, and sometimes we are triggered by something that isn't actually real. And I would advise you again to see the bigger picture. We move into you focusing your energy on the star, which is about healing. There's a lot of healing in this part of this reading. I want to explain a little bit about what I do, and I feel like it's the right time to do that. Part of my work, the biggest part of my work, is healing wounded souls. And I believe that we become wounded by experiences that we have in life, and that can be through criticism, rejection, abandonment, abuse of all kinds. We start life as this wonderful open book with all the possibilities available to us, and then the people and experiences that are around us create our reality for us, and we become wounded. And my gift is that I heal the wounds, because these wounds cause things like fear of visibility, lack of confidence, low self-esteem, and not feeling like you're valuable enough to charge the right amount of money for your products and services, never feeling enough, feeling imposter syndrome, feeling like you're not good enough to do the job you want to do in the first place. And I help people to heal those wounds. It's kind of like shamanic healing, but I don't really call myself a shaman because I don't feel it's my word to own. But whatever this is all about, I feel very strongly it's about wounds that you have experienced that are now getting in the way of you running a successful business. These wounds can cause all sorts of problems. Like I said, fear of visibility, so you don't market enough. It can be not pricing your products at high enough prices because you don't feel like you're worth it. It can be having money blocks in general because you've had money and lost it. So you think that there's no point building an amazing business because somebody will only come along and take it away from you. It could be that you're terrified of standing up for yourself because you've suffered abuse as a child that made you hide away, so visibility to you is terrifying. But with no visibility, you can't market. Nobody knows what your business is about. These wounds seriously get in the way of how you run your business. And I feel like this is you being told now to focus your energy on healing these wounds. The star is about healing, it's about recovery, it's about hope and renewal and rebirth. So whatever it is, in line with who or what is triggering you, there will be something that needs healing, and that is what you need to focus on. And you could need to talk to a therapist, you could need to talk to a coach or a mentor or somebody like me that can help you to get to the bottom of why you're being triggered and help you to heal it. And I do that work through trance work, like hypnotherapy style work, where I can communicate with your subconscious mind to find out why you have these business blocks, and then once we find the root cause of the business block, we can just yank those suckers right back out. So this is what I feel is needed here. There is some healing that needs to be done, and the clue to where that healing needs to be done is in whatever is triggering you. Strengths and positives, the shadow. Now, we talked about the shadow self a little bit, that everybody has one, that sometimes it's representative of the ego, the parts of you that we're not always necessarily proud of, and we all have them, we're all human, nobody is ever perfect. But in this deck, we have the shadow standing for self-empowerment and ambition, and I feel like this is your strength. You have the power to empower yourself this month, Scorpio. You are powerful beyond measure. You don't even realize how powerful you are, but you are. And you're going to need that empowerment and ambition this month, I think, to move forward. There is nothing wrong with being ambitious. Nothing in the slightest. You can be ambitious. The only warning and proviso that comes with this card is don't be ambitious to the point where everything else falls by the wayside. You know, you see these people that have businesses where their business becomes all-encompassing, or their career becomes all-encompassing, and therefore they have terrible romantic relationships, or, you know, they neglect their family, or they have no hobbies or pastimes outside of the business or career because it's all they think about. That is not a balanced life. So just be wary of that. But I feel like you can empower yourself this month. You can get past whatever it is that needs healing here. Possible obstacles, we've got the shaman, divine wisdom and spiritual power. I feel very much with him that this is really about you blocking your divine wisdom and blocking your spiritual power. Not necessarily consciously. I don't think it's a conscious thing. I think you don't, as I just said, you don't really understand how powerful you actually are. You underestimate yourself, Scorpio, in a big way. So you tend to block this spiritual power, this divine wisdom that is inside of you. Don't block it. It could be that you have other ways that open to you to deal with situations that you aren't necessarily allowing to come to the surface. You know, maybe you've not considered shamanic healing before, or soul healing or whatever, and you're blocking the idea of trying it to aid your healing. It could also be that you are blocking running a business that is in line with your personal values equally, because the shaman does stand for you working within your values, your traditions and principles. Maybe you are not always in alignment with your soul and with what you really want, what your spirit really wants for you. The outcome is the Ten of Crystals. This is a brilliant card, and I feel like it kind of all links in together with this. This is about stability, attainment, success, accumulation of wealth, and a happy family as well at the same time, providing for your family. He's kind of in line with this Queen of Crystals, all about nurturing and supporting the family, and this is you doing just that. Now, I think I'm going to clarify a couple of these cards, and I'm going to start with the Five of Feathers. Oops, I've got a jumper. And I have the King of Wands there, who is one of my favourite cards. He stands for optimism and innovation. He brings people together. He's a leader. He's very entrepreneurial. He's very charismatic. He's a visionary. He knows exactly what he's going to go after. He stands up for what he believes in. He is full of enthusiasm, energy, passion. He works from the heart, from what he believes, not necessarily what his logical mind thinks about. So, in line with this being on the Five of Feathers, I feel that this is definitely a warning to you to be like him in dealing with your challenges. Don't give in to these challenges. Don't do this knee-jerk response thing. Be the kind of person that brings people together, that is charismatic, that deals with situations with grace, like royalty, you know, with diplomacy. That's kind of what I'm getting the feeling of here, that this is saying to you, you know, it could be that whatever this circumstance is, and it's going to sound a bit strange because it's out of nowhere, but what Spirit is telling me is that you could win over somebody that is starting out as your enemy. You could turn them into your best friend, depending on how you handle the situation. I hope that makes sense. So I'm going to clarify now the Chariot. Ooh. We've got the Ace of Pentacles. Wonderful. This is manifestation, new financial opportunities, and prosperity. So if you are disciplined and determined, your outcome is new financial opportunities and prosperity there. I think there's definitely something that you need to be looking at. And I want to say you need to be looking at it closer, but that's not what I mean at all. You need to be taking a step back so you can see that bigger picture. There's opportunity here. There's opportunity to bring more happiness and abundance into your life, to bring in more comfort and prosperity, to handle a situation and make people... It may not even be the person that's trying to be your enemy that you turn into your friends, but it could be that the way you deal with the situation turns other people into your friends because they see how you handle it, and you handled it with diplomacy, with grace, with charisma, and they go, wow, look how well they handled that situation. I would like to work with them and give them my money. So we've got this discipline and focus here leading to this manifestation of prosperity. Brilliant financial reading. I'm going to look now at this mirror card. I don't always clarify these oracle cards, but I'm going to clarify this one this time because I want to see what's going on. We've got the Moon card there, no surprise at all. This is about shining light on situations going on under the surface. This is about things that are going on in your subconscious mind. The Moon is very much about fears, limiting beliefs, negative thoughts, things that need to be uncovered. You need to uncover whatever is triggering you, is blocking you from the success that you desire and deserve, Scorpio. It's vitally important so that you can move forward into this peace and healing. I'm going to clarify the Shadow now. I think we've pretty much got a handle on him, but I'm going to clarify him anyway. Oops, we've got two there. I just jumped out. What have we got? We've got the Ten of Wands to start with. This is a card that I'm always a little bit 50-50 on. It's about responsibility and dedication. It's about determination to move forward, but there is always a danger of doing too much here. there's always this extreme effort needed. And I feel like with this shadow, with ambition, it's like I said to you in the first place, sometimes we can get so ambitious that everything else falls away and it doesn't feel important to us, and we can end up feeling burdened. We put in all this extreme effort, we become overloaded, and there's a danger here of that. This is a warning to you to, yes, be ambitious, yes, empower yourself, but don't overburden everything. And then we've got the Nine of Cups there. This is about you gaining satisfaction, contentment. It's the wish card, actually, where you can just ask for whatever it is you want. You're almost there. You're almost where you need to be. This is about you feeling happy. It's attainment of emotional goals, actually, and being happy with where you're at. So I feel like this is just a gentle warning. Be ambitious, be self-empowered, don't overdo it, don't burden yourself. You're almost there where you need to be to find your happiness, and I feel like in order to do this, you need to focus on these subconscious wounds and heal them, and then you'll get this wish card where you get whatever it is that you want. I'm going to clarify the shaman. Because I feel like there's this blockage of your spiritual power and divine wisdom. Now, strangely enough, I've got the King of Pentacles there, and he's also about ambition. He's about feeling in control, being courageous, being a leader, again, and receiving your rewards for doing that work, you know, really brilliantly. He is kind of the king of business, you know, it's definitely the king of your finances. By blocking your power, by blocking your own development and spiritual power, you are blocking yourself from the rewards that you deserve and from gaining security. You need to have some courage there, Scorpio, to keep pressing on, press on forward. And then we get to this Ten of Crystals at the end, which is fabulous. I'm just going to go one more time because I feel like I'm being told that there's one more card to come. Yeah, there is. The Page of Swords, and it belongs on that one. This is about you discovering new ways of doing things. This is a messenger to tell you that it's time for you to explore and discover new ways of doing things. Now, that for me is quite telling that the way that you're doing things at the moment isn't really working well for you, that there are blockages, there is something that needs healing, that you're blocking your prosperity, your security, by not doing whatever it is you need to do because of these wounds that are holding you back. And this is a messenger that is saying to you, it's time for some exploration and discovery now. You have to start digging, you have to start digging into why you're being triggered by these things, what's going on in your subconscious mind that is preventing you from moving forward. Because this is your outcome. If you delve deep into your own personal healing, into your ego, into your psyche, into your subconscious, and start looking at why you do the things you do or don't do the things that you know you should do, you've got this Ten of Crystals waiting for you. This stability and success, this accumulation of wealth, this happy family, this everything you've ever wanted is there for you. But you must follow the energy of the cards to get there. There's some healing work that needs to be done first. There's some exploration, and there's a gentle warning not to take too much on. Not to try to do too many things at once, because then you'll feel burdened. But really, you know, you've got some lovely cards here. Some really lovely cards. Listen to your intuition, Scorpio. I get the feeling you have a lot of divine power, you have spiritual connection. You need to listen to it and make sure that whatever you choose to do is in alignment with you and with your values. It's vitally important. Don't do things that aren't in line with who you are as a person. So I'm going to leave that there, Scorpio. Have a great November. I hope you enjoyed this reading. If you did, please do like, share and subscribe. Any interaction with my channel is most gratefully received because it helps me get my message out to more people. And if I can get to 5,000 subscribers, I can open up a community on YouTube. And that I would love to do. because I would love to be able to help you in bigger and better ways, and I feel like I'm a bit restricted at the moment. So I've got a way to go yet, but if you would help me gather some subscribers so I can open up a community, I'd be just thrilled to bits. Have a lovely November, and I'm going to go now and have a cup of tea. With love and magic always, this is Maria Guines signing out.